أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. رب زدني علما، رب زدني علما، رب زدني علما. اللهم فقهنا في الدين، اللهم فقهنا في الدين، اللهم فقهنا في الدين. اللهم إنا نسألك الهدى والتقى والعفاف والغنى. Inshallah, everyone, make sure you're looking at Surah Fatiha now, and we will do like normal, inshallah. You repeat after me the Fatiha, and then the analysis we go over the rules, inshallah. So let's start on the repetition, inshallah. Repeat after me. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الرحمن الرحيم. مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. آمين. Alright, inshallah, now let's start our analysis of the Surah Fatiha, inshallah. Just a quick recap, inshallah, that on Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, let's start. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. What rules did we learn? Good job, mashallah. We learned Lam Jalala. We learned, what else did we learn? Yes, good job, mashallah. We learned the throat letters, right? We learned the throat letters, and we learned that, you know, the Ra has a Fatha on it, so whenever we have Ra with a Fatha on it, what do? We make sure that it's full mouth, right? So make sure that your Ra's with the Fathas have full mouth on them, inshallah. And then we also learned where the Ha comes from, right? Ha is from one of the two middle bullies in your throat, right? That squeeze the air and really make sure that, you know, you have that strong sound when it comes out. Yes, inshallah. So make sure that you have those rules when you're applying them, right? Lam Jalala, we also learned, you know, obviously the Fatha and the Dhamma, whenever we have the Zabar and the Pesh, or the Fatha and the Dhamma before the word Allah, then we need to make sure that we have it full mouth, right, in the word Allah. And whenever we have a Kasra or a Zair in the letter before Allah, then we need to make sure that we have an empty mouth, right? That's what we learned about Lam Jalala, and Lam Jalala is the Lam that's inside the word Allah. And then we also learn on Ain. Ain is also from one of the middle letters, so make sure that you have the strong A, right? You need to make sure that you squeeze. It's one of the two bullies. Squeeze really in the throat, in the middle of your throat. A. I have a question. If when sometimes you're praying, for example, one second, starts and it says Ladina, the if it's empty, how do we know what harakas to put on? I really don't know what you're asking. For example, sometimes when an ayah starts and it says Ladina and the alif is oh, okay. How do you know what harakas to put on it? Oh, usually it's supposed to be like, you know, alladhina, like if it should whenever you have a like it's supposed to be a fatha. So like ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, if that's what you're talking about. There's also like, because you know, like on top of each ayah, like ayah number 1, if you're talking about like ar-Rahman, for example, like, because you know how the ayah number 1 has a little lam on top of it, which means that you can actually continue if you wanted to, and you're reciting. There's you can also say Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. You don't have to, like, you can connect the noon and the ra there, because you could have a continuation of the ayah. You don't have to stop on the ayah. But whenever you have like a little paw that's on top of Maliki Yawmiddin, you actually stop on the ayah. But if there's a lam on top of the end of the ayah, then you can actually like, you know, continue if you wanted to. And that's basically how you find out, like, because the reason, like on Alameen, there's the noon has a fatha on it, right? So then you would say Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim because the noon has a fatha on it. So that's basically how, you know, we know, inshallah. Alright, so and then going back to the rules, inshallah. On Alameen, again, we have a alif maqsura on there, right? So we need to make sure whenever we have alif maqsura, we need to extend it 2 harakas, right? Make sure that you're extending it 2 harakas and that you're using the middle of your throat when you're saying Alameen. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, ra, again, make sure it's full mouth. Ha, the middle of your throat, how we reviewed again. Maliki Yawmiddin, we did lean in this ayah. Do you guys remember lean? The soft letters, right? Lean is the soft letters, like whenever you have a waw sukoon or a ya sukoon that is followed by a letter that has a fatha on it, then you need to make sure that you pronounce it softly. So just like on yawm over there, you need to recite it with the waw softly. In waw sukoon, you round your mouth. That's how you make your waw sukoon soft. And then on a ya sukoon, you smile, right? So over here, there's a waw sukoon. You need to make sure you round your mouth. So say Maliki Yawmiddin, inshallah. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. We need to make sure that we have that little jerk in the ya over there when you say Iyyaka. Make sure that your tajdeed is very clear there. Iyyaka. And then na'budu ayn. Make sure that your ayn is from the middle of your throat. Very common mistake that a lot of people make is that you extend on the dal over there on na'budu. Don't say na'budu, but say na'budu. Only one haraka on the dal there, inshallah. وَإِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينَ, again, yes, with the tashdid on it, you need to make sure that you have to have that little jerk in there, that have that little, that strength in the tashdid on إِيَّاكَ. And then nasta'in, make sure your ayn is from the middle of your throat, right? So you need to use those muscles. I don't think we covered Ihdina as-Sirat al-Mustaqim last time. So that would be starting the new stuff, inshallah. So Ihdina as-Sirat al-Mustaqim. The ha, do you remember the diagram I gave you guys, the throat diagram, right? And there's two there's a ha and there's a ha, right? So in Ihdina as-Sirat al-Mustaqim, which ha is it? Is it the bottom one or the middle one? It's the bottom one, right? Yes, it's the bottom one, inshallah. So it's the one that comes from the chest, right? So make sure that it's from the down, it comes from the lower throat, and you can actually, it's kind of like a sigh, like ha, like the air, you can actually feel it. So Ihdina as-Sirat al-Mustaqim, it comes from the lower part of your throat, right? It was in the lower throat area. And then on alif, I'm not sure if I covered with you guys, alif with anything on top of it, like any haraka on it, is equal to a hamza, right? So if you would have alif with a fatha on it, or alif with a zabar on it, it would be considered hamza, right? So you would have to pronounce it with that little jerk that you have with the hamza, and that's the hamza is, when you recall the diagram, when you think about it again, the hamza is in the bottom, just beside the ha, right? So you need to make sure that you have that really that deep that jerk in there, e. So whenever you have anything on top of the alif, there's, for example, if any sign on it, there's a kasra or a zair on it, or a pesh or a dhamma on it, or a fatha or a zabar on it, then you need to make sure that you pronounce it like a hamza. It's going to be considered a hamza. Alif is considered, for example, when you're extending, ihdina, obviously right inside Ihdina as-Sirat al-Mustaqim, you're connecting the sad because of the tashdid in the sad. But if Ihdina would be, if it would have been separate, or not with the sad, the tashdid on it, you would have to extend it, right? You have the Ihdina. That's why I told you that, for example, on Iyyaka you extend, right? Because alif is a harf mad, so it's a letter of extension, right? So when that's when you're going to consider it an alif. Other than that, when you have an alif with anything on top of it, like a fatha, dhamma, kasra, zair, zabar, pesh, you would consider that a hamza, and you need to pronounce that as a hamza. And the hamza comes from where? The bottom of your throat. Remember that, inshallah. So you need to make sure you say Ihdina. So really have both of them come from the bottom of your throat. Have that hamza very clear there, inshallah. Ihdina as-Sirat al-Mustaqim. So, and then also when you're connecting the noon and the sad over there, right? Sad has a tashdid on it, right? And whenever we have tashdid, we need to connect what's the prior, or the previous, the letter before it. So you need to make sure that you say Ihdina as-Sirat al-Mustaqim. Sad is from huruf al-tafkhim. Now, I'm not sure if I don't think I covered huruf al-tafkhim with you guys. Huruf al-tafkhim are the full mouth letters, right? So, and the way I remember it is like a set of, words. It's khussa, dagtin, qiz. And if you remember that, khussa, dagtin, qiz, you can remember what the huruf, tafkhim are. And huruf tafkhim mainly what it means full mouth letters. So they're going to be pronounced with a full mouth, right? So khassa, da, ghain, ta, right? These, and then qiz is qaf and za. So these letters are going to be pronounced with a full mouth. So make sure these are the heavy letters. I'll repeat them again so that you guys make sure that you guys are taking notes, inshallah. Khassa basically. Khassa, ضغط, ضا, غين, طا. And make sure that you say the ta, not the ta, but the ta. Really make sure that you're differentiating. The da, also don't say da or any other letter. It's the strong da. ضغط, right? Da, ghain, and then ta, the strong ta. And then qiz, qa, and za, the strong qa, and za. So khassa, ضغط, qiz, kha, sa, da, ghain, ta, qaf, za. Kha, sad, khassa, and then da, gha, ta, qaf, and za. Make sure that you have them written down, inshallah. So these letters, they're going to be pronounced heavily, right? So when I'm saying sirata, the sa over there is going to be pronounced heavily, right? You need to say it with little heaviness in there. I'm not going to say si. I'm not going to say sirata, because the normal sin that you have, that's not pronounced with a full mouth, right? But sli, right? Sli is, with that fullness in it. Make sure that you have that fullness in it, inshallah. Ihdina sirata, sli, inshallah. And then ta, also another huruf tafkhim over there. You need to make sure that on the ta you have the full mouth there, right? Because ta is also from one of the letters that I just pointed out to you. Khassa, ضغط, qiz, right? So there's ta in there also, right? And it's make sure that you remember this ta, not the ta on taqim, not the mustaqim ta, but the ta, right? The sirat ta, the ta over there, that's going to be the full mouth tafkhim letter, right? So sirata, you have to make sure that your sa is full mouth, your ta is also full mouth, and ra, whenever we have a fatha on it, you need to make sure that that's full mouth, right? Ra, I told you guys that whenever you have a fatha on it, you have full mouth, but whenever you have a kasra on it, it's not full mouth, right? So that's one of the special letters. It's not going to be considered from huruf tafkhim, but it's a circumstantial, letter, so it depends. So ra, whenever has a fatha on it, you need to make sure that it's full mouth. Another rule, the alif in between sirata, make sure that you're extending there. We have harf mad over there again, right? That's considered the alif, right? So you need to make sure that you extend there. It's harf mad. So sirata, not sirata, but sirata. Why? Because there's the alif there, right? So you're having the harf mad there. And then tal, it's going to be connecting to the lam over there. We're skipping the alif over there because there's a sukoon, there's a sakin on the lam, right? So you need to make sure you say siratal, right? And you need to connect the ta and the lam without getting confused. Don't say siratal or something like that. Don't extend over there. Just connect the ta and the lam. Why? Because lam has a sukoon on it, inshallah. Mustaqim, make sure, common mistake, because qaf, it's from huruf al-tafkhim, it's really, you're supposed to pronounce it with a full mouth, right? So, but then people tend to say taqim. It's not taqim, but it's taqim. You're shifting from empty mouth to full mouth when you're saying mustaqim. So make sure that your ta over there is empty mouth, right? Why? Because it's not the ta, it's actually the ta, which is not from huruf al-tafkhim, but qaf is from. So you need to make sure that you pronounce qaf full mouth and ta empty mouth. So sirat al-mustaqim, taqim, inshallah. And then there's a ya sukoon there, and we're ending the ayah there. If you are not continuing, you need to make sure that you extend qeem over there, because we're ending the ayah and there's a ya sukoon there, inshallah. Alright, that's our lesson for today, inshallah. Your homework is to revise and review the previous tajweed rules that we learned, and also that you make sure that you absorb the new ones that we learned today. Really make sure that you memorize the huruf al-tafkhim and different stuff that I've told you today. Review them and make sure that you're really applying them when you're saying Surah Fatiha, inshallah. We can end, inshallah. Let's end it for this week, inshallah. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik, nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So what did you guys think of your presentation? I'm good, alhamdulillah. How are you? Because we might give you the tests from 1 to 16 from the old, and here it is. It's actually very, very easy. So all we're going to learn, if you guys can see at the top, ad-dars al-hadiya ashar. Lesson 11. Ad-dars al-hadiya ashar. Oh, okay. So this lesson, let's say I wanted to know, I can see all of you guys in the chat room, but I don't really know where you guys are, right? I don't know exactly where you are. Are you sitting in your room? Are you sitting in your living room? Are you sitting with your parents? Where are you sitting? I don't know, right? So I want to know where you guys are. That's what the whole point of this lesson is. It's to ask a question. And the question is where. It's very, very easy, right? We've asked questions like who, we've asked questions like what, we've asked questions like is, are. And now, inshallah, we'll ask one more question. And so I kind of already told you what the question word is. But it's called aina. Aina in Arabic. So it's one more question word that we're going to learn, inshallah. No, it's not. Zainab, don't worry about it. It'll be very, very easy. If you can go through the book and tell me what everything is, then inshallah you'll be fine. Is it different to ask a question to a male and female? Oh, Rabab, inshallah, don't worry. We're going to figure that out in the lesson. So that's a good question. That's always something to keep in mind. When do we use aina? Is aina always used whenever we talk to anyone? Do we have to be careful? Let's see, inshallah. Let's jump right into the sentences. Aina Hishamun. Aina Hishamun. Okay, good. So Rabab already figured out that, Hisham was a male. So it's okay to use this for a male so far. That's all we know. Yes, aina. Aina is the where question. So now you guys formally know where. Aina. So we've had questions like man, we've had questions like ma, we've had questions like and now we can add aina to the list, right? Now we can add aina to the list. Aina. Okay. So aina Hishamun. Where is Hisham? Okay. And right, Rabab already pointed out, who can we ask where to so far? What do we know it's okay to use aina for? Yeah, Kinza's going to figure out that, maybe it's okay. So far we know it's for male. So far we can figure out it's for Hishamun. It works for Hishamun, because that's what it says in the book. So aina Hishamun, where is Hisham? Now we answer the question. Yes, so far we know that it can be used for males. So male is a check. And the answer is huwa huna. Huwa huna. Now I think huwa is a new word, and so is huna. Huwa huna. Yeah, exactly. So remember how we had, okay, so I have my list of question words, and I added ana. Aina was the new one. Now I have my list of pronouns that we've been learning so far. And I can add ana to the list. I can add anta. Anta. I can add, what else can I add? Anta. Yeah, I prefer the new students as well. But yeah, the old students, I'd like to hear from them too. What else can I add to my list of pronouns? Yeah, we're going to learn a new one. So what are all the old ones we've learned so far? Ana, anta, what else? Not the new ones, the old ones. Let's see the old ones first. Anta, so I have I, you, anti. Good, that's what I was looking for. Anti. I have anti. And now I'm going to add one more to the list. And that's the one we're going to be learning today as well. You again. And that's for, naturally, if you did I, you, we're going to go to he. Yeah, exactly. So we're going to go to hua. So let's look at the sentence. Hua, huna, hua, huna. He is. So hua means he. And it's going to work the same way as these all four did. Ana, anta, anti, hua. They all work the same way. They replace something. Who is it replacing in this context? Aina hishamun? Hua, huna. So what is the hua replacing? Maybe if you don't know what huna means, just ignore that. What is hua replacing? It works just like ana does, just like anta, just like anti. Hua is replacing hisham. Good. Hua is replacing hisham. So if you got that, you're good for hua. Hua is he. And huna. Huna is another word. So we have our list of question words, questions. We have our list of damirs, pronouns. And now we're going to make a new list, a whole new list. And that is location words. Or maybe, you know, yeah. So things to describe locations. Huna, huna, place words, maybe we can call them place. How do we talk about place in Arabic? Huna. Huna means here. Okay, Huzaifa, you want to be very, very careful. Zalika and tilka are pointing words, right? They're for pointing words. These are for, like, actually saying a place. Hua, huna. So, look, hua is he, right? Hua is he, and huna is hair. Hua, huna. So I just told you the meaning. So place, we have one word, huna, is hair. These are kind of like adverbs almost, like where are you? Where are you being? He is hair. Huna, hair. Yes, exactly, Haris. So he and hair, he is hair. Hua, huna, he is hair. So if I asked you, okay, so now you guys learned what huna is. You learned what the place word is. So what if I wanted to ask, where are you? Aina anta or aina anti, depending on who I'm asking. Aina anta or aina anti. So what would you answer if I asked you guys? So ask you guys. Aina anta or aina anti? How would you respond? Exactly, Rabab. So when you want to say I'm here, I'm present or something, you can say ana huna. I am here, ana huna. So it's the same thing. Hua huna, ana huna. Okay, so hair isn't the only place word. So we're gonna, nope, kinza, it won't matter. You guys will see, it won't matter. Hair is the hair, same hair for females and for males. Males can be hair and females hair. Okay, so let's look at the next one, and inshallah we'll learn another place you can be. Wa'aina jamalun. Wa'aina jamalun. Yeah, exactly. These words, it doesn't really have a gender. You could be here, you know, Amma could be here, Salman could be here, anyone could be here. Wa'aina jamalun. And where? Good. Aina again. Where is Jamal? Where is Jamal? Let's see. Where is Jamal? Hua hunaka. Okay, now we have another new word. Hua hunaka. So this lesson has a lot of new words. Yes, we're gonna go over the difference. What's the difference between Hisham and Jamal? Where are they? Hua hunaka. Hua hunaka. He is, right? You guys already know the hua. He is hunaka. Hunaka. Hunaka is different than huna, right? You guys can tell. One has a qaf at the end, one doesn't. Hunaka means there. Yes, hua means he, and hunaka means there. Hua hunaka. He is there. Okay, now we're going to go over differences. What's the difference between huna and hunaka? Actually, inshallah we'll go over that, but this isn't, like a thing, right? Huna isn't, kind of like an exception, but it's not like you can have your there, right? It doesn't make sense. Huna and hunaka are just words. Hunaka is a word itself. Okay, huna is here and hunaka is there. What's the difference though? What's the difference between here and there in English? Yes, exactly, Huzaifa. You could say here is close and there is far, right? So if you said you were here, if you said you were right here, you're right in front of me, right? All of you guys are right here. And then if you were way over there, you're, in India. I know we have students in India. You can say, oh, he's way over there, right? He's over there. So that's very far. But if you said you're here, would you say, no, you would say, ana huna, I am here. Oh, that doesn't make sense, Amma. Like, you're here, like, it's a word itself, hunaka. Like, it's not split apart, it's just hunaka. Ana huna, right? I'm here. Okay. So, huwa hunaka. He is there. So in the picture, which one is Hisham? In the picture, which one is Hisham? There's a boy with a blue shirt and there's a boy with a white shirt. At least I think it's white. Which one is Hisham? Blue shirt, white shirt. Yeah, exactly. It's the boy in the blue shirt, the one that's closer. Huwa huna, he is here. So I'm pointing and I'm saying huwa huna, he is here. And then obviously, which one is Jamalun? Which one is Jamal? وَأَيْنَ جَمَالٌ جَمَالٌ هُنَاكَ هُوَ هُنَاكَ. Right, exactly. He's the one, I think it's the white shirt. He's way in the back. He's way over there. Huwa hunaka. Way there. Hunaka. There. Yep. The white shirt. So there you go. That's the two things that we learned. We learned huwa and huna and hunaka. So there's lots of new words that we're learning. Let's look at the next two sentences. So these were for people like Hisham and Jamal. These are like boys. Let's see what we can do when you want to ask where a girl is. Aina Amina. Aina Amina. Yeah, same word, Aina, right? Aina Amina. So we have this new word. Aina Amina. Where? Exactly, where is Amina? Okay, now you guys should be able to answer your question. Can Aina be used for girls and boys or only for one of them? Yep, exactly. So you guys can figure it out now, right? It can be used for both. It doesn't matter. Aina Hishamun and Aina Amina. Both of them work. So you guys are able to figure out, yes. There's no gender associated with Aina. It's just where. So Aina Amina, where is Amina? Let's look at the answer. Hiya huna. Hiya huna. Okay. Hiya huna. Good. Okay, so I think you guys know what huna means. Huna is here. And it almost kind of sounds like here. Huna. Here. And hiya. Hiya. Hiya is a new word. Hiya is she. Good. Which list should I add her in? Which list that I wrote should I add hiya in? Yeah, I think Rabab figured it out. Which list does it belong under? Yeah, exactly, Huzaifa. It belongs under the pronoun list. Good, mashallah. If you guys can figure this out yourself, I'm very, very impressed. And I can tell you guys are. She, right? Yeah, she. It goes under the pronouns. So just because I was asking a girl, did I have to forget that she's a girl? Just because Aina could be used for whichever gender, did I have to still keep in mind who I'm talking about when I use these sentences? Aina Amina, hiya huna. Yes, I still had to keep in mind, so don't ever forget that. Always keep in mind who you're talking about. Right? And even when you're doing it in real life, you always have to keep in mind who you're talking to. Otherwise, you could make a mistake. Right? You don't want to call someone else the wrong name or something. So hiya huna, she is here. Hiya. And hiya works just like huwa. Just for female. Same meaning. Right? Talking about Amina. Amina is here. Let's look at the last one. وَأَيْنَ مَرْيَمُ وَأَيْنَ مَرْيَمُ Yes. And where is Maryam? And where is Maryam? وَأَيْنَ أَيْنَ where? وَأَيْنَ مَرْيَمُ هِيَ هُنَاكَ هِيَ هُنَاكَ Yes. Oh, it's the same questions as we had before. هِيَ هُنَاكَ she, right? She هُنَاكَ there. Make sure you guys remember هُنَاكَ is there. And this is the way that I would remember it. For now, remember, okay, you see how هُنَاكَ has the extra letter? It has هُنَاكَ, right? Yep, pretty much, Rabab. That's a general rule. Yep. هِيَ هُنَاكَ. You see how it has that extra ka? So it's extra far away. So it's even more far. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. So هِيَ هُنَاكَ, it's even more over there, right? It's farther away. She's there. Yeah, and even in English we have an extra word. We have an extra T, mashallah, I didn't even notice. So the difference between there and here. There is even farther. It has more letters. So it's even more, feet away, more miles away. Yeah, exactly. Hunaka and huna. Here and there. Mashallah, I didn't even realize that. In English we have that too. We have an extra letter for the longer one. For there. Over there. So hiya hunaka. She is there. Is that clear? Is everything in this lesson make sense? We learn more pronouns. Hua, hiya. Same, rules. Hua is for males, hiya is for females. Place words, huna, hunaka, and aina. So you learn like 5 new things, mashallah, in just 10-15 minutes. Yes, okay. So now you guys are free to ask. When your parents ask, where are you? If maybe you're on the phone or, you're in your room and they call you, where are you? You can ask, ana huna, I am here. Or, something like that. So you can answer with these sentences and test them. See if they know what it means. Okay? So I want all of you guys to do that. Okay, so lesson 12. Inshallah, we'll move on to lesson 12. So flip a couple pages. Yeah. So you guys can answer when I ask you guys for where you guys are. Ana huna. Ana huna ummi, mashallah, that's great. I'm here, my mother, right? That's an excellent way. Very, very polite, mashallah. So let's look at the next one. Ad-dars ath-thaniya ashar. Ad-dars ath-thaniya ashar. This lesson is very, very, very big. And I want to start by saying something like, yes, lesson 12. Ad-dars ath-thaniya ashar. Thaniya ashar, the 12. Is it difficult? No. I think all of you guys are, mashallah, so bright that nothing will be difficult. So I wanted to say something like, my pen is small. My pen is small. How would you guys tell me how to say that? My pen is small. Or, my house is small. Anything you want to say. Yeah, this lesson, you'll learn so much in it, mashallah. And you'll go and read the Quran and you'll be like, oh, I know this. I just learned this. Yes, exactly. So you say, qalami. Qalami, saghirun, or whatever you wanted to say. Saghirun, nazifun, all of these things. Saghirun. And you have to make sure that, saghirun was male because qalam was male, right? You guys were thinking about that, I hope, right? What words to use? What kind of word is qalami? What kind of word is qalami? Is it indefinite or definite? Indefinite or definite? My pen is small. Good. It's male for one thing, so that's why you have to use saghirun. And it's definite. Exactly, it's definite. It's definitely my pen, right? My pen. Please only type once, Ibrahim. The voice tends to cut when so many people type at once. Definite, my pen. So that was one way we learned how to make something definite. Not just any pen, but my pen. Inshallah, in this lesson, we're going to learn how to make something definite just another way, right? Now I don't want to say it's my pen. I just want to say it's the pen. So do you understand the difference between my pen and the pen in English? They're both specific pens, right? It's not just any pen, it's the pen. And yeah, anything that ends with this ya is my. So inshallah, that's what we're going to learn in this lesson. So we look in the box. Let's see what the box says. Al plus kitabun. My pen is qalami. Right here. My pen. Al plus kitabun. Yep, it's right here, qalami. So, al plus kitabun. What is kitabun? What is kitabun? Is it just book? What do we have to make sure we write before book? I circled it for you guys. Don't ignore the tanween, right? The tanween is calling to you. It's written there for a reason. Yes, exactly. A book. So right now we have a book. But remember I told you this lesson is all about making it definite, making it the book. So let's see. Al plus kitabun. Al. Al is a word, right? A small tiny thing that we add to words to make it definite. To make it the. So we can say that this is al is the. So when we say Ar-Rahman, the most merciful, right? Definite, Ar-Rabab is something in Arabic that makes something certain. We also have it in English. Is a book specific or is the book specific? Which one's more specific? Any book or the book? The, exactly, right? The is the definite one. The is the specific one. Yeah, we can make it my book instead of a book. So all these things make it definite. When you want to say, I want to buy a book, I'm not really being specific. It's quite indefinite, right? But if I want to say, I want to buy the book, I want to buy my book, yes, okay. So those are things like specific. Okay, Amatullah, inshallah, we'll learn, what do we do? So al means the. So when we combine them, al plus kitabun. So this is like a math formula. Al plus kitabun. Just like we had qalamun plus ya. Al plus kitabun makes, so we make, combine them together, al-kitabu. Al-kitabu. So what does al-kitabu mean? If al meant the, kitabun meant book, al-kitabu. The book, mashallah, yes, the book. The book. So how did we make it? What were the steps? Remember when we made steps for qalamun to qalami? We had to take off the tanween, we had to add the ya, we had to add the kasra. What are the steps? Yeah, I think you guys noticed the steps. What are the steps? Good. Number one, add al. Add the al. So add this al to the word, to the beginning of the word. What's another step that you guys noticed? What's different? Yeah, exactly, Umar. So you noticed? Look at that. Look at the end. What happened? You took off one dhamma, right? You made the tanween into only one dhamma. So no more tanween. Take off the tanween. Take off tanween. And make sure it's just, add one dhamma, right? One dhamma. Why did we do that? Can you guys figure it out? Why do you think we did that? This basically is the whole entire lesson. Why did we do that? Take out the dhamma. Yeah, exactly. So we took out the tanween and we added just one dhamma. Why do you think so? What did the tanween do? Why can't we have a tanween and al? Can I write something like al kitabun? Yeah, the tanween makes something indefinite. Al kitabun. It has, can I write this? Yes, exactly, Umar, exactly. Yes, Salman, you got it. So if I have something like this, this is a big, big, big no-no, right? Al kitabun, that's a big no. Alright, this is no, don't ever do this. Because what does that mean? It means the, because I have an al, and I have a tanween, the a book. Remember, whenever we see al, we say the. Whenever we see tanween, we say a. The a book. Does that even make sense to you guys? Have you ever heard someone say that? No. This is a big, big no-no. right? You can't make something definite and indefinite at the same time. We can't be so greedy that you want all of the things. A book. No. Never makes sense. That's why you had to take off this tanween. No more tanween. Once you have an al, no more tanween. Just like remember when we had qalami up at the top, my pen. It's not qalamiyun, right? We didn't put any kind of tanween on it. We took off the tanween. It's just a ya at the end, right? Qalami. So just like that, no tanween for a definite word. Okay, so let's look at, there's another example underneath right here. So you guys can read through it, but let's see some sample sentences. So do you have any problems with this, first of all? Anything else you guys want me to explain? How to make something right? How to say something like, let's see, Al-Quran. What does Al-Quran mean? Al-Quran. That's something I think most of you guys know, right? Al-Quran. The Quran, mashallah. So do you make something, okay, so to undo it, you literally do, take off the al and add the tanween to undo. So you just follow the opposite steps. Yes, Al-Quran, the book, the Quran. Tanween makes it indefinite. So I'll write, a reminder. Tanween is indefinite. Rahma, what's bothering you? Did you understand what al means? Is it the steps that are difficult? Is it what's wrong? Oh, Quran, yes, Quran would be a male word, right? There's no ta marbuta at the end. And what are the ways we can make it definite? Let's make a list. Okay, I don't understand. Okay, then we make something indefinite. So indefinite in English, mashallah, I love teaching you guys because you're 6, 7 years old. And actually in my class the other day, I'm much older. Someone asked what is an indefinite word. I was in Spanish class, and someone asked this. And so mashallah, you guys are learning something that, people don't usually learn. It's difficult. So let's go through it. Indefinite. Indefinite is something like a, any. That's what the words are in English. A or any. And let's think about what it means. A book. Any book. A person. Any person. Right? It's kind of unspecific. Do I know whose book it is? Do I know what the book's about? No, right? I don't really know anything about the book. It's just any book. A book. That's what an indefinite is. Right? It's not really definite. It's not like you don't know it. So I think you understand now. It's not specific. So what about definite? What are some ways we can make something definite? Mashallah, yes, that's great. So you guys are already ahead of people. So what is a way we can make something definite? We learned 2 ways so far. Yeah, for one thing, none of them are going to have tanween anymore. Al is definite, right? We're going to make a list right now. So we can add a ya, right? We can make something mine. That's no longer, just anyone's. It's mine, right? My book. So it's very specific. It's my book. What's another way? So there's a ya, my book. And there's one more way that we just learned. Al, exactly. This al. So this al is one of them as well. The book. So now you don't really know whose book it is, but it's the book, right? It's very specific. It's the book over there. So you can physically point it at. The book. Not just anyone. I think I say that a lot, not just any, right? That's basically what definite is. Not just anything. It's a specific thing. The. So right now we have my and the. So does that list help? My and the so far. Ya and al. So write that down a couple times, and inshallah we'll read examples, and it'll be completely clear once you read the examples. So let's read the first one. Hada baytun. Hada baytun. And you guys, yeah, this is a sentence from the very, very, very first lesson. This is trying to get you to review. Hada baytun. Good. This is a house. That was the important thing. They want you to notice this tanween. This is a house. And mashallah, I think all of you guys got it. This is a house. Okay. Kira, please only type one. Right? Please type one, Kira. This is a house. Hada baytun. Let's look at the next one. Al-baytu kabirun. Al-baytu kabirun. Kira? Please, I think maybe your computer is stuck or something. Please stop. Al-baytu kabirun. Yes. Okay, so this time we have al-baytu. The house. Okay, can you remember? Ya is for my. Ya is for my. Al is for the. So the house. Exactly, the house. Al. The house kabirun is big. Al-baytu kabirun. What's another way we can say something like this? We can say bayti kabirun, right? We can say my house is big. We can say my house is big, or we can say the house is big. Al-baytu kabirun. Al-baytu kabirun. The house is big. So we notice the difference between baytun and al-baytu. So compare the two. That's what they want you to do. Compare baytun versus al-baytu. Yeah, the house. So it's a very specific house. It's just this house that's very big. Hada baytun, this is the house. Al-baytu kabirun, the house is big. Okay, let's look at the next one. وَذَلِكَ كِتَابٌ. وَذَلِكَ كِتَابٌ. So again, we have to review all of our pointing words. Don't forget about them. وَذَلِكَ كِتَابٌ. Yeah, I kind of noticed here. It's fine. وَذَلِكَ كِتَابٌ. And that. Good. So ذَلِكَ is that. كِتَابٌ is a book. Kitabun. Definite. So you guys, before you even read the next sentence, what are the two ways you can make a book definite? Kitabun, definite. Good. Sumaya says one is al-kitab, and Salman says the other is ya, kitabi. So you could do al or ya. So far we know those. My book or the book. So let's see what they decide to do. Yeah, you always have to get rid of that tanween. Al-kitabu saghirun. Al-kitabu saghirun. Good. Now it's a very, very, very specific book we're talking about. I know, I look at the picture and I'm like, oh, look at that picture. They're really trying to make it small. The book, al-kitab. The book is small. Saghirun is small. So it's just like the things that we did with my book. It's literally go back to the lesson that tells you about the ya, and you could change everything to al-kitab. You could change everything to the book instead of my book. It's very, very similar. They're both definite. Yeah, I know. I think it must have, altered the picture or something to make the book that small. Let's look at the next one. Al-qalamu jamilun. Al-qalamu jamilun. Okay. Yeah, exactly, Haris. Al-qalamu. The pen. Al-qalamu jamilun. It's beautiful. Beautiful. Shazad, don't worry about that yet. It actually does something interesting. So we'll get to that in later lessons. But for now, we're only gonna look at these. Beautiful. Al-qalamu jamilun. What is the indefinite? If qalam, al-qalam was the pen. Yeah, it's actually very cool. It's kind of, I can't wait until I listen. So, al-qalamu is the pen. How do we make it indefinite? So this is, we want to undo it. We want to make it indefinite again. Bring it back to the original. Just any pen. Exactly. Qalamun. Qalamun. So how did you guys do that? Good. Kinza says step one, take off the al. Take off the al. Now you've got qalamu. What's the next step? What do you also have to do? Besides just taking off the al. Add the tanween. Good, Salman. Add the tanween. Exactly, Maryam. So you have to make sure there is a tanween. Either you have tanween or you have al. Either you have tanween or you have ya. So you have to make sure you have one or the other. Al-qalamu jamilun. Not both of them. Let's look at the next sentence. Ama'un hada. Ama'un hada. Let's see, what does this mean? Ma is a new word. Look at the picture if you need help. Ama'un. Okay, you guys know what is, right? Is. Hada is this. Ma'un. Yeah, ma'un is the tough one. Ma'un is water. Ma'un. Ama'un hada. Is this water? Ama'un, right? Ma is water. Ma'un. And it comes up in the Quran, I think. Ma'un. Water. Is this water? Na'am. Na'am. Hada ma'un. Na'am. Hada ma'un. Yes, this is water. Good. Hada this. Ma'un water. Okay, quick question. You know how I just translated that as this is water? Is the word indefinite or indefinite? Is this water? Yes, this is water. Is the word indefinite or definite? This is a tricky word, and I think it's just because it's in English. Is this water? This is water. Look carefully at the Arabic. Yeah, exactly. Look at the Arabic. It's indefinite. It's indefinite. It's got that tanween. It's indefinite. But the reason why, in English we don't say this is a water, right? This is a water. That doesn't even make sense. I mean, it does make sense if you wanted to. It doesn't really make sense. This is a water. Right? It doesn't make sense. But it's just any general water, right? This is water. You don't know if it's cold water. You don't know if it's ocean water. You don't know if it's lake water. Right? It's just water. This is water. So in English it's very, unspecific. This is water. So let's see. Al-ma'u. Now we have what? What happened to the ma? Al-ma'u. So hada ma'un. Al-ma'u. Yeah, exactly. Now you're going to figure out what water this is. The water. Now it's specific. The water. Yeah, Al came to the rescue. Now we know exactly what this water is. Al-ma'u. The water. Baridun wa nadifun. Al-ma'u baridun wa nadifun. Yeah, good. The water is cold. Baridun is cold. Baridun is cold. It's just like nadifun. Nadifun and baridun, they're both, like little words you can use to give some news about this water. Clean. This is cold and clean. The water is cold and clean. So now we know definitely this specific water is cold and clean. Is all water cold and clean? Is all of the water that we have around us cold and clean? No, right? So it's just this specific al-ma, the water, that we happen to be talking about that's in front of us in the picture. The water, yeah, this definite water. This is clean. This is cold and clean. Other waters, just general water, it could be hot and dirty, right? We don't know. So that's the whole concept about indefinite definite. Inshallah in 5 minutes, we'll just finish up the lesson. Let's look at the next one. Ainal masjidu. Yeah, it must be fresh water, the kind that we drink. Ainal masjidu. Ainal masjid. Look, now we have, some word from the old lesson. Ainal masjid. Yeah, this is easy, right? So after a while, everything kind of sinks in. Ainal masjid. What does this mean? Good. Aina is where? The next question word we learned. Ainal masjid. Al-masjidu. Al-masjidu. The masjid. Good. Where is the masjid? We could say, where is my masjid? Aina masjidi. Right? We could say, where is the masjid? Aina masjidu. Is there a the? Yes. Haris in this one, al is the. Ain al masjidu. Yeah, you can just add an al and take off the tanween, and you'll get a the word. The masjid. So let's look, where is the masjid? We're talking about a very specific masjid. We're talking about Masjid Haram. We're talking about Masjid Nabi. We're talking about the masjid. Oh, it's not female. Let's get to what hunaka is. Doesn't huwa also stand for it? Yes, exactly, Amal. So yeah, we'll get up to that right now. Yeah, don't worry, we'll get up to that now. So al-masjidu hunaka. Al-masjidu hunaka. What does this mean? Al-masjidu hunaka. Good. Yeah, al-masjid, the masjid, hunaka, there. Remember, hunaka is just one word. Hunaka. Hunaka is just one word. Yep, we'll get to that. Yep, Amal, exactly. Hunaka is there. So it's over there, hunaka. Maryam, hunaka is there. Okay. Let's look at the next one. There is far away. Exactly, Rahma. There is far, and huna is close. So, huwa kabirun wa jadidun. Huwa kabirun wa jadidun. Good. Yeah, exactly, Salman. Okay, so huwa. Remember when I told you what huwa meant? Yeah, some of you guys are already like, What is huwa? What was huwa? What was it exactly? Was it a pointing word? Was it a pronoun? What was it? Huwa. Yeah, some of you guys figured out. It was a pronoun, so it replaced something. That was, what's the condition? Huwa is a pronoun. So already, the definition, what is huwa? It's a pronoun that replaces what? Male. Good, Rahma. It replaces male things or male whatever. That's, you're not talking to, right? It's not you, it's just a male thing. Yeah, so the condition is just male. So think of it like that. So what are we replacing in this sentence? Al-masjidu hunaka, the masjid is there. And now we want to talk about it. So what are we replacing? Yeah, exactly. Al-masjid, the masjid. So what do we translate it for in English? So we have to think of a word to replace an object. An object in English. What do we use? It. Good. It. It. Huwa. It. And what is it? It is the masjid. It is whatever masjid you're talking about. Huwa. It. Kabirun wa jadidun. Kabirun is big. Jadidun is new. Go ahead, ask your question. Yeah, okay. So if huwa was for replacing male words, for male it, right? Male it object. What do we want to replace a female object with? Like darajatun, sayyaratun, zainabu. All of these are female words. Yeah, exactly. If you want to replace these, the pronoun to replace female is hiya. Is hiya. Yeah, exactly, Shiza. So in this case, masjid is replacing, huwa is replacing masjid. So it's it. Okay, so it, huwa kabirun wa jadidun. Yep, inshallah we're just gonna finish this last sentence. Yes, mashallah, you guys get it. And even the old students, new students, both of you guys are getting it. Yeah, the rajatun will be replaced by hiya because it's female. Okay. So the next sentence. The next sentence is exactly the same as this one. So I'll let you guys read it yourself. And qadimun means old. So write that in your notebook, and then inshallah you guys will be able to translate this whole next sentence yourself. It's exactly the same, just if you wanted to know, qadimun is old. So that's your new vocabulary. The rest you should be able to do yourself. Look it over. Do you think you can do it yourself? Qadimun is old. Yeah. Okay, you guys, mashallah, can do it yourself. وَأَيْنَ الْبَيْتِ? And where is the house? الْبَيْتُ هُنَا, the house is here. هُوَ صَغِيرٌ وَقَدِيمٌ. Yep, okay. So these lessons we learned a lot in. That means you have to do the exercises. You have to. Because, you know, when you learn so much and you don't practice it, it'll just all fly away. I think there's actually hadith that, you know, knowledge, beneficial knowledge, it runs away like a camel. So you don't want it to run away. So don't let it, you have to practice. So before Friday, you must do all of the exercises. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.